Good morning. It is, I don't even know what day it is. It's April 2nd. It's April 2nd, and it's a beautiful day. Minneapolis area, I'm in Brooklyn Center, and we went through a long process of, it's a long story, but basically approaching City Council to readdress and change the ordinance, make the ordinance more clear cut for backyard beekeeping in this urban area. My property is going to be the very first inspection for the city. I was very excited to get my application in early because I had bees that survived the winter, which is yay, exciting, and I want to get moving forward. The process that they have as part of our ordinance is they send out a notification to any neighbors within 200 feet of my property, and they allow the neighbors to appeal my keeping of bees by proving or validating a bee allergy. I did not have any such complaints or concerns by my neighbors. Thankfully, I have awesome neighbors. Thanks, guys. And today, then after that's approved, you set up an appointment, the inspector will come. Since this is kind of a new thing, one of the gentlemen that has been, I don't actually know his title, but he's been sort of a liaison between Housing Commission and City Council. He's been at a lot of the meetings. He will be here, even though he's not normally an inspector. And along with the Brooklyn Center code specialist, somebody. So I'm nervous. I do know that 2 of my hives are not to code, and that is because there wasn't a code before. So my concern is we need to be 5 feet from the property line, which, if you can see these hives right here, the one with the orange on top is fine, and the one with the purple on top is probably about 3 feet from that fence line. Now, I don't have backyard neighbors per se. There's a creek that runs back there. There's probably about, 150 feet from my fence line to the creek, but I'm concerned that technically speaking, it is not to code. So that's not a big deal. I can move that. This other hive that is over here is basically right on the fence line. My property, my neighbors and my shared property line. Sorry, I'm stumbling on my words. And I don't have a problem moving it. They're both frozen to the ground right now because we've had some beautiful days, but there's still quite a bit of frost. So this hive right here is too close. As you can see, it's about 2 or 3 feet from the property line, so I'll likely have to move it. I'm super nervous because I'm fairly free with my land, and I don't know if you can see above me here, I have been building a tree house on my property, and there's a stack of lumber. So I'm just nervous because I don't want them coming onto the property and citing me for other things that I don't know if they're code or not. So I was looking it up, kind of worried to see, can I have a tree house even? Because they're going to come and see it. So we'll see. I'm just kind of a worrier. So we'll see. I'm excited about the hives because those are simple enough to move. They'll likely ask me to move them as per the ordinance. The backyard one, they may not, because I don't share. It's actually city property, that it's a wildlife watershed area. So they may not. The side one, they likely will, unless I can get my neighbor's permission. It's been there for 2 years and I've had no issues or complaints. So we'll see. Anyway, I'm just nervous Nelly about anything else. We have a really fun fire pit area that I spent time laying down stamped stencil concrete template, and so we have a fire pit that's like in the ground concrete, and it's 30 feet from the house, but maybe only 10 or 15 feet from the deck. And then I'm starting to analyze my property going, oh, what? I think it needs to be 25 feet from a structure, the fire pits. And it is over 25 feet from my house, but is the deck considered a structure because it's not 25 feet from the deck. So I'm just a worry ward. So I'm kind of out here worrying and picking up the yard and getting ready for the inspector. I'm also very excited because this is basically the final process before the go-ahead. So once the inspector comes out here and says, yep, you need to move these are good, then we're moving forward. So it's kind of like the final stamp of approval, the final last action that the city will have. And following this first inspection, if they make me move them, they might need to come back and revisit to make sure that I complied with moving the hives. But going forward, there will not be any other inspections. There will be a reapplication biannually. So not next year, but the following, I will reapply or renew the permit basically, and probably pay a fee. But there's no re-inspection. So that part is, we're in the clear. Once I pass this inspection, we're good. But anyway, so I'm just super excited and I'm super nervous and I don't know my rights. Like if they can cite me for things once they're on my property for things that they're not here technically to visit. So that's just me not really knowing what my rights are and if they can do that. But we'll cross that bridge as needed, and I'm super excited. I'll let you know what ends up happening. Bye for now.